Hello, this is Sun Tzu for Elite Magazine, and we're here with Armand BOne7 Pittner from Cloud9. You came in here a bit after your team. Can you tell us a bit what what delayed your arrival here to ESL One?
Well, I just had some surgery 1 week before, so I just had to recover and I had some stitches, so I had to remove the stitches, and I wasn't healing fast enough, so I just had to wait until Thursday, and then I could only leave Thursday night, so it's pointless. So it's just what happens.
Okay, but you're feeling good and you're prepared for today's games. Everything's all right.
Yeah, I mean in terms of playing, everything is fine.
Okay, cool. Now the seeding brackets that went a bit badly for your team. They weren't okay with you playing from home. Is that right?
Well, administration was not okay with me playing from home. I don't know exactly what the details about that, but I would have played from home easily. There was no problem.
Okay, fair enough. You've also taken over drafting for the team. Could you tell us a bit about what sort of motivated that, and how do you compare yourself as a drafter to what Envy used to do?
Well, the thing with Envy, we had a different kind of play style. The team is different now. We were better before at vague, weird late game games. We just played and played and played, and maybe we won eventually. But now, um, I think we are not that confident in just chilling, running around the map, just taking time and eventually winning. We seem to fuck up. We seem to fuck up late game. So what we need now is because I'm better at the early game stuff, and then he's better at the late game stuff. So we need to win the game earlier now. We can't just go late game and just have these vague games and then hope we win. We probably will not win like that.
Yeah, Envy is also. He talked about this whole idea that when it comes to the late game, you just throw it into chaos. You just try to infuse chaos into the game, and that way, if they don't know what's going on, then you don't have to always know what's going on either, and you can sort of figure it out from there. Do you think maybe sometimes C9 goes a bit too far in terms of creating chaos in the game?
I don't think so. I think what he was referring to generally is when you're losing, you have to create chaos. Because if you're winning, you want to make the game as stable as possible. Yeah. But if you're losing, you definitely want to make weird stuff happen. Because then people are more likely to do mistakes. So then maybe you can capitalize on the mistakes. But if you're winning, you want a stable game.
Okay. There's this one thing you tend to when you push in through the bot lane if you're on Dire, you try to push in through the Radiant bot lane. That seems to be a particularly difficult spot for your team, from what I've seen at least. Is there anything in particular that sort of makes that lane harder for you, or?
Actually, I have no idea about that. Generally, the position and everything should be perfectly fine for pushing. I actually don't remember exactly what happened there. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's. I actually don't remember it. I can't say anything about that.
Okay, fair enough. Sort of, where do you feel the metagame is right now? What do you feel is the strongest strategies or strongest way to approach the game, or is there even one?
Yeah, I think the best way to approach the game right now is you have to be able to apply pressure from the very, very early game. Say Secret, for example, they pick Darkseer, they pick Akashi, they pick Shadowfiend. They have heroes that are strong in lanes, and when they get level 6, they can just be mobile on the map, they can do whatever. They can put pressure, they push your lanes. If they die a few times, it doesn't matter because they keep pushing lanes. If you keep pushing lanes, it means you have vision, and you have stun control, and they have to react. Even if you die, it doesn't matter. So generally, just having strong laning heroes who can apply pressure early game, I think they're pretty strong.
How do you feel about the introduction of these kind of very defensive supports like Winter Wyvern? How does that sort of play into this whole mindset?
I think people are not right about the Winter. He's actually a very strong. Cause he's kind of strong defensively, I mean, he's definitely strong defensively, that's for sure. But like, he's also very strong offensively because like you can just go in from 1,000 range, you hit some people, your nuking spell is so much damage. It's actually so good, so much damage. And then if they run up and they fuck up, you can just ulti them. But you can also initiate with ultimate. It's really bad generally, but like you can do that. It's instant cast. It's pretty nice. And he's also very very good in the fights that get dragged on. Because you get to do some first spell hits, you do some. If you do the second spell twice in a fight, it's like so much damage. It's insane.
Yeah, and of course, there's also always the sort of balance that when you have the ability to sort of get out of fights, you can also extend a lot further into the fights. You can sort of go a lot more crazy in that sense. So, in terms of your team. Who is it that supports you the most in terms of drafting, in terms of coming up with strategies? I know No-Tail used to have a lot of that role, especially back on Fnatic. He's a creative thinker, so to speak. But your team is sort of very known for having a lot of people who think a lot about the game. So who's sort of the primary person to support you?
Well, it's definitely Envy, because I have the most faith in him. Like, when we talk about things, we definitely agree. And the thing is, like, everyone talks, everyone has a strong opinion, but like the thing is, we have to talk. Like, I talk to my team, and like we have to tone those things down. It's not acceptable to like have a strong opinion if you're not drafting. Like, you have to. Every idea is important and has to be looked at, but like you have to understand that this idea might not be used now or even in the near future. You just have to like, you know, just chill and like. Let the drafter do his thing, but generally, what happens is like I almost 100% of the games I know what I want to do in the first bans and first picks, and then we start discussing about. And then the whole team comes online and say, hey, this year is good, this year is good, this year is, and everyone's talking like that. And then I can like filter out the good ideas and like the you know.
Okay, well that seems a very nice and balanced way to approach it. And this has been us from Leap Magazine. If you like what we're doing, follow us, and you can subscribe to our magazine at www.leapmag.com. See you around.
Like what you see? Why not subscribe to the magazine at leapmag.com?